What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be training chest. This is the first video of a series of different videos to take you through my 5 top exercises for training different muscle groups whilst you're at home with kind of minimal equipment or equipment that you might have lying around at home. So today's chest day, we're going to take you through 5 exercises and I'll give you a few pointers along the way on how to perform them correctly for the best results. So I am in my home gym at the moment. I've got a few things set up. I've got my bench, I've got some dumbbells, some resistance bands as well. So the first exercise we're going to do is my go-to chest exercise whilst I'm at home. Now obviously I don't have super heavy weights, so I'm having to find exercises and manipulate exercises to make those exercises a little bit harder for me. So one of my, or the top exercise that I like to go to is the unilateral incline dumbbell press. Now unilateral means single-sided, so I'll only be pressing with my left side or my right side, my left arm or my right arm at any one time. So what that's going to do is make that weight feel, a lot heavier, and also start to engage and recruit all of my core muscles as well as any stabilizing muscles as well. So it's going to shock my body because I'm so used to training with using 2 arms. So most people have a dominant side, so this is a really great way to balance out those different muscle groups, to bring them up to speed. So that is a really good tip for you. So let's get into the first exercises. We're going to do 4 rounds, 80-second rest in between, and we're going to be focusing on tempo as well. So we're going to bring that tempo into play, and we can manipulate the tempo to make these really simple exercises a little bit harder. So the tempo for this one is going to be a 2-second negative, a 0-second hold at the bottom, an explosive press up, so a 1-second contraction, followed by a 0-second hold at the top, and then 2 seconds back down. So it's a 2-0-1-0 tempo. So let's get into the first round, incline dumbbell unilateral bench press. Alright guys, so I'm onto the bench now. So before we start, we definitely want to warm up the chest and the shoulder joints as well, obviously, because we're pressing. So the best way to do that is replicate the movement that you're doing. So I have a couple of light dumbbells here, and I'm just going to do an incline dumbbell bench press with 2 arms, just to replicate the movement with both arms to save some time and just get the chest warmed up and ready, primed and ready to go for the first exercise. So you can also do some dynamic stretching as well, which would be some kind of movements that replicate your exercise as well. Once you've done that, then we'll crack on with the first working set. So let's just get a couple of warm-up sets done and out the way. Alright guys, so chest is nice and warmed up and primed, ready for the first exercise, unilateral dumbbell incline bench press. So I've loaded up a nice heavy dumbbell down here. So it's heavy, it's about 32 kilos, relatively heavy for the single side of your chest. Now I'm going to jump onto the bench and I'm going to try and go for about 10 reps, followed by a 80-second rest. Now remember that tempo, 2-0-1-0, that's going to make that exercise for that a little bit harder. So let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so that is the first exercise down. A few pointers when you're doing that. Remember that you need to control your abs. That weight is going to try and throw your abs out, so it's going to potentially give you some lower back pain if you're not doing that exercise correctly. So make sure that you're engaging your core more than you would usually if you're doing a unilateral or any kind of unilateral work. Another thing, try not to keep your elbow too straight out to your side. Might put a bit too much pressure on your shoulder, so just try and bring your elbow a little bit further in slightly. I guess as a lot of people would tell you to do with a normal dumbbell bench press, is try and keep your elbows very slightly sort of tucked in at an angle and then pressing up that way, as opposed to kind of doing that. So elbow tucked in slightly, pressing up that way. You're going to get a much better contraction and you're going to be able to control that weight a lot more. So That exercise is done, getting a good pump on at the moment. So we're going to go on to exercise number 2, which is a flat dumbbell bench press. So we're going to use 2 dumbbells this time instead of the 1. Really slow tempo this time, so it's going to be a 4 second negative, 0 second hold at the bottom, a 1 second explosive up, followed by a 0 second hold at the top. So we're really focusing on that negative part of the movement. So it's a really slow tempo, 4 0 1 0 with a 60-second rest in between. We're going to do 10 reps, 10 long reps, but that is going to be good, and that will really give you a really good pump in the chest. So let's get straight into the next exercise. Alright guys, so there we go, that is exercise number 2, the slow tempo dumbbell bench press, flat dumbbell bench press. So notice there that 4 second negative. You know, you really want to take your time with that, really focus on that negative, feel the stretch in your chest, and then explosive on the way up. So that's the second exercise. Now we move on to exercise number 3, my top 3rd exercise whilst you're at home. This one is a little bit different, which you might not usually do. You might not do it at all, or you might do it a lot, I don't know. So it's a press up. So we all know what the press up is, but this time it is a weighted press up. So press ups are really good for the chest. It targets the whole of the chest as well as the front deltoid there, as well as the triceps. So I like to put that in towards the end of my pushing part of my chest workout before I move on to flies. It just allows you to really squeeze out those reps. So we're not going to focus on tempo for this, we're just going to get as many reps out as we can. So we call it AMRAP or AMRAP, as many reps as possible, and we're just going to squeeze them out until we can't go anymore. So we're going to get as much blood in the chest as we can until we collapse on the floor in a big messy heap. So I am going to put a 20 kilo plate on my back. Now you don't have to put any weight on your back at all, or you could just throw a backpack on with some books in it, or bottles of water, whatever you want in there, or you just do a normal press up and just get as many as you can until you build up some strength to put some weight onto your back. So we're going to do 3 sets, as many reps as possible. I'm going to get on the floor, put the weight on my back, and start smashing them out. Alright guys, so that is the press up. Doesn't need too much explaining that one. That is literally a case of just get on the floor and start pumping them out. So I managed about 12 reps. 13th rep, couldn't really do any more after that. So 12, 13 reps was me done for 3 sets. So now we're going to move on to exercise number 4, second to last. Now we start going on to some flying motion. So I've got 2 fly exercises. The first one is with the dumbbells. We're going to go really nice and light. Again, focus on a nice slow tempo. 3 second on the way down, 0 second hold, a 2 second contraction, and a 0 second hold at the top. So 3 second negative and a 2 second positive contraction. That is going to really target that inner chest and get you that really nice shape and good solid pump. So let's get straight into it. We've got 4 sets to go through. 60-second rest in between. We're going to do it flat. You can do it incline or flat, it's entirely up to you. I like to do these flat. Yeah, let's get into this next exercise. Right guys, so exercise number 4 is complete. really good pump going on now. So a point to note with that one, there's a few different ways that people like to do that particular exercise in terms of grip and angle of arms and stuff like that. Now I just like to keep it really simple. So again, as I've explained in the previous exercises, try not to keep your arms completely sort of flared out. You want to kind of keep your elbows slightly angled. As you come down, you can sort of turn your palms in slightly, and then as you come up, almost twist your wrists into a semi-supinated grip, almost like your little fingers are going to be touching. Yeah. So if you imagine lying on your back, my hands are almost facing down but not quite facing the floor, and as I fly, I'm rotating my hands to a point where my little fingers are almost touching each other. Yeah, my little fingers are coming up, they're almost touching like that. That is a really good little tip to, if you're not feeling it in your chest, is a good way to engage your chest. So we're going to move on to the last exercise, number 5. Now we're putting the dumbbells down for a minute and we're going to go on to the resistance bands. Now these bands are probably the kind of bands you got at home, the coloured ones with the handles on the end. You just clip the handles on and off. We're going to do a high to low resistance band fly just to blast out the chest. So we've got, again, 4 exercises. We're going to look for about 12 to 15 reps. Tempo same as the previous exercise, 3-0-2-0. Nice, slow and controlled, getting a really good contraction, really focusing on that squeeze at the top, and then that is the 5 exercises done. So let's get into this last exercise. Let's do it. Okay guys, so that is exercise number 5, the resistance band chest fly, high to low chest fly. So you can see that I used my pull-up bar as my anchor point, and I used the 2 plates. You could use a wall or anything that's on the floor just to support your feet, to give you that little bit of extra support as you are flying. So again, that is pretty much similar to the exercise before that, the flat dumbbell fly. So the angle position of your arms and the grip of your hands is pretty much identical. It mirrors that previous exercise. So maintaining those points that I told you in the previous exercise just apply to the resistance band cable fly as well. Again, focus on that really good squeeze and keeping your core nice and tight. Alright guys, so there you are. There is my 5 top chest exercises to do whilst you are at home with minimal equipment. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and please comment below if there's anything that you'd like to add or like to know more about. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, show some love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.